I'm just shocked that it rained in Las Vegas. I mean, that's like an act of God because it's a desert out there.
And they don't know what
I
to
just,
do when it rains. It's crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
it really
like,
it baffles them.
yeah, it's like Adam Laxalt, but it was an act of God that stopped you from being in the Senate. No, it's no, but I agree. The early voting that finally the Republicans. What was interesting is that Democrat participation in early voting went down this year compared to 4 years ago, and Republican early voting went up compared to 4 years ago.
Right.
So it was a
I
great
think that's
compliment.
enthusiasm. That's a candidate enthusiasm. I mean, the people that were always going to vote for Trump or made up their mind to do it couldn't wait to get there to do it. A lot of the Harris voters were, just saying, well, it's not really who I wanted, but I'll do it. So it wasn't a priority on their schedule, whether it was election day or 2 weeks out to vote early. They just didn't make it a priority.
Well, and I think also what was interesting was the low propensity voters that I was looking at some data on first time voters. So people who might be 50 years old and they've never voted in their life. Among people who had voted for the first time in their life, I think it was something like 2/3 of them went for Donald Trump. So that speaks to your enthusiasm. Did you guys focus in your races at the NRSC on these low propensity voters to get out first time voters, basically?
Absolutely. Scott Pressler was huge on that in Pennsylvania. He was in early and he had his data and worked there. In Nevada, yes, we worked really hard getting into the grassroots meeting. We would meet with our groups and say, do you have a neighbor, a friend, somebody that's never voted? It's kind of embarrassing to admit you haven't voted. Like, go ask them, reach out to them. And we found lots of groups who never voted. We tried to make voting fun and say, get a group, take people with you. In Michigan, Mike Rogers' team did a great job of getting low propensity first time voters out by, they had these things called Party at the Polls. They had cornhole, they had snacks, and they would invite groups of people who normally don't vote to come in a group. What if English is not your first language? What if you're not comfortable? What if you don't know about the ID? If you have somebody with you or going to meet you there and make you feel comfortable with this, could be scary activity, then I think that's where we succeeded. I was in Wisconsin, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania, pushing this low propensity, take a friend, invite others, grow your group to go vote early.
Yeah, well, it really is very interesting.